Hello and welcome to this episode of Drinkin' with Dave. On this episode of Drinkin' with Dave, we shall be drinking Innis and Gunn Original. This is a Scottish beer brewed in small batches, handcrafted. Smooth Scottish beer with hints of toffee, vanilla and oak. This is barrel aged, I believe. Yeah, oak aged. Or aged in oak barrels, rather. For how long, I'm not sure, but I'll just give you the bump here from the back. It says, this honey-hued beer is matured over the finest American oak heartwood to unlock natural flavors from deep within the oak grain. These luscious flavors of toffee, vanilla, and oak perfectly balance the beer's malt backbone and light hop fruitiness. Its mellowness and depth of flavor makes it a great accompaniment to foods like, well, whatever. Percentage is 6.6%, so a little higher than the usual stuff I do, which is about 3.8 to about 4.5, maybe 5. It's not a strong beer, but it's 2.2 units in this small bottle, so relatively strong, I suppose. Now, just for the visual inspection, the head disappeared almost instantly. The head was very big, and it's all gone now. There's no trace of lacing left at all, so there's that. But the beer looks fantastic. It's a yellowy orange when held up to light. You can see little bits of carbonation, but nothing too crazy. When held up regularly, it's a yellow, well, no yellow actually, no, it's a browny, reddy orange, very deep, autumny looking color. Very nice look. No head though, but you know. Anyway, we'll do the smell test. I get that vanilla they're talking about. There's a deeper smell there, something that's heavier. It could be this kind of toffee malt they're talking about, but it does smell kind of smoky. Now, I know when they age whiskey in barrels, they char the inside of the barrel first, which gives it that kind of charcoaly taste, but I don't know if they've done that with this. But if they have, it could be giving it that smell. Anyway, let's have a taste here. That is complicated. Even though I've had this in the fridge for like maybe 11 days now or something, it still tastes kind of warm, and I think the reason is because of that slightly higher alcohol content. It's a warming beer. This is not something that's particularly, you know, refreshing or anything like that. But the alcohol doesn't burn or sting or anything like that. It just warms. It's very warm. It's like a brandy, you know. There isn't an awful lot on the smell. I mean, I might be able to smell it a little better as I go down, but for right now there's not much. It just has that toffee smell, very malty sweetness, and a smoky kind of smell as well. Yeah, it's very, very toffee caramel, burnt kind of carbony taste. Tastes kind of sweet. Beers with higher alcohol contents, anything above 5 really, it can start to get pretty sweet. I mean, I had an 11% beer once, which was Jaffa Hendrix, I think. I'll put the name down at the bottom there. I think it was a Jaffa Hendrix, but it was like 11%, and it tasted like Buckfast, but it was incredibly sweet because of the higher alcohol content. And I think this has got some of that too. It has definitely got a lot of sweetness to it. It is well carbonated when you drink it. It just doesn't look it because of the low head retention, but the alcohol may have warded off the head on this. Kind of like when you see with special brew and stuff like that, the higher alcohol lagers. You pour them and there's no head. But you'd think with something with this much sort of proteins in it would have a bigger head, but it doesn't. So anyway, we'll soldier on here. Lots of vanilla. Very powerful vanilla, in fact. Yeah, it leads to this kind of overall sweetness. I think the sweetness is a little much, to be honest with you. I mean, generally it has to be sweeter to deal with the higher alcohol content, but because otherwise it would be very, very aggressive. But you know, massive amounts of swirling here, and it's not picking up. You can see the carbonation running through it, but it just doesn't stick around. It just has those big flavors. I mean, flavors of toffee and vanilla and this burnty carbon taste. They're very powerful flavors. And it talks here about a light hop fruitiness. I'm not getting much of that at all because of these other flavors are so big. They're very robust in this beer. That'd be a good way to describe this beer. In fact, it is quite robust. In alcohol percentage and in tastes. I mean, it tastes heavy. It tastes like, you know, suet pudding or something. You know, it's very, very chunky, this beer. I don't know that you could drink more than one or two of these. These are it's a little hard to drink. I'm honest with you. It's very heavy, big flavors, and there's this wall of taste that comes at you. And then the strongness of the alcohol. I mean, you put it in the fridge for 11 days and it still doesn't taste cold. That's, you know, that's pretty strong stuff. Just a quick note on the video posting that's been going on lately, or hasn't been going on lately. I've had a lot of technical issues with my computer, and I've bought a new desktop computer with on which I will be editing. So the videos should be getting back on a regular schedule pretty quickly. Also, there may be some new videos and new series coming up as we're able to film more and edit more and upload more. So look forward to that stuff. Now the tail end of this beer, I mean, it looks great, but it's kind of like drinking wine. And I mean, it is carbonated when you swirl in the mouth, but other than that, it's not that carbonated. I mean, it looks fabulous. It's a very nice color, but it is a lot like wine, this beer, in that it has these big flavors. And it's difficult occasionally to pick up nuance. You know, it's pretty difficult to pick up nuance in this beer. It does say it contains barley malt, but I really don't know if they've used any roasted malts in this. But to get to this color, I would assume they would have to use at least a little. Anyway, this says carefully matured for 77 days prior to release. So, would I suggest this beer? If you like your sweet beers, there's a beer called Hobgoblin that I had recently. I haven't picked up one for review yet, but there's one called Hobgoblin, and it tastes a lot like this. So I think of these two, I'd probably suggest the Hobgoblin, but this is much more like a wine. I think it's something that needs to slowly be appreciated, and there's only so much of that I can do in a short episode. But I'd say if you're into your slightly stronger beers and you're into your malts and your vanillas and your toffees, this would be great for you. But for me, I don't think it's really the one for me. Just a note of the voting. I won't be doing the voting at the moment because I'm so far behind with the Drinkin with Dave episodes. So just I'm going to upload episodes as I can make them, and then I'll just pick a beer out of the ones that are behind me, because I think most of the ones I have already been voted on. Some have been voted for and others have been voted against. So I'll just run through my stock, and once I get back on track with the episodes, I might bring back the voting. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time on Drinkin with Dave. That's pretty strong stuff.